We are back and welcome to Photography Talk episode number 10. To kick things off, Rode has come out with a mic, a new mic, and here it is right here, the Rode VideoMic NTG, and guys, this thing is pretty fantastic. I just got my hands on this pre-release Rode VideoMic NTG, and guys, I have to say, this thing is pretty darn spectacular. It captures beautiful and natural sound, has a 30-hour battery life, and an infinite variable gain control in a headphone output jack for audio monitoring. The digital switch controls the high-pass filter, pad, high-frequency boost, and safety channels, and of course has a peak decimal warning light, so you end up with distortion-free sound. For me, the best part of this is the sliding rail right here in the back. There you go. That allows you to adjust the mic placement on top of the camera. Now this is a big deal because I've used Rode mics for a long time, and my only complaint is that they protrude far back in the camera and it hits you in the face, and the sliding rail system is going to correct that. I use the Rode NTG4 in the studio, and it's a fantastic mic, but it's not really portable. From the looks of it, the VideoMic NTG takes all the awesomest features from that studio mic and puts it in a much portable body. Here's something pretty interesting as well. I use a Blue Yeti boom mic in the studio when I'm interviewing photographers from around the world, but since the Rode VideoMic NTG can plug into a USB port on my computer, I can declutter my workspace, ditch the boom mic, and utilize this microphone for my computer. That's pretty darn cool. I'll be doing a complete review of this mic in the upcoming week, so stay tuned for a deep dive in how this sucker performs. You could win a Panasonic GH5 with a 12 to 16mm lens at gear focus. Just like this one, not this one. This one is mine. This is my GH5 and a 12 to 16mm lens on this thing. This is an awesome camera, guys. I recently discovered Gear Focus. They use photography gear marketplace. Well, these guys make it easy to sell your unused gear, and they put some cash into your pocket. And now when you list an item with Gear Focus, you get an entry to win a Panasonic GH5 with a 12 to 16mm lens. Yeah, pretty cool. Now, it doesn't cost you a thing to list your used gear with Gear Focus, so why not create a listing, get an entry for this camera, and see how much you can get for your old gear. And you thought your MacBook was expensive. Apple computers generally aren't known for being budget friendly, and their new MacBook Pro certainly is no exception. By now, you might have heard that a Mac Pro runs about $6,000, but that's pocket change compared to what the full spec Mac Pro will cost you. Are you sitting down? Yeah, I am already. It's $52,600. For that price, you get a 2.6 gigahertz Intel processor, you get 28 cores, turbo boost up to 4.4 gigahertz, 1.5 terabytes. Yes, guys, that's terabytes of RAM. Dual Radeon Pro Vega 2 DOS with 128 gigs of dedicated video RAM and up to 4 terabytes of SSD storage, and an Apple Afterburner accelerated card that can decode up to 6.3 billion pixels per second. Yeah, that's some serious hardware for sure, but geez, you know, $52,600 is a lot of cash for a computer. Don't you think? Jumping over to Nikon, Nikon will not be renewing contracts with authorized repair service centers. For Nikon shooters like me, the news that Nikon has decided not to renew the contracts of their authorized repair service centers is a bummer. Reports are that contracts will expire March 31st, 2020, and after that, service centers will probably have a tough time finding official Nikon parts to service cameras. Furthermore, service centers won't be able to repair Nikon cameras under warranty anymore, which means if your Nikon needs work, you'll have to send it to one of 2 Nikon service centers in the United States. Now that's a logistical problem for any Nikon shooter, but especially for photographers that need their cameras back as soon as possible. Canon doesn't offer authorized repairs through service centers anymore, but they still sell parts to the service centers, so at least Canon cameras can get fixed in short order. Nikon doesn't sell parts to service centers and hasn't since 2012. Now let's jump over to Canon. Rumor is that Canon will announce a EOS R Mark II at Photokina. I'm late to the Canon party, but this thing has impressed the hell out of me so far. That's why I'm excited that Canon will be announcing 2 new EOS R versions in 2020. The first is the EOS RS, which is supposed to have somewhere around a 75 megapixel sensor and a dual card slots, and is rumored to be announced in February 2020. The second is the EOS R Mark II, which is apparently already being tested and will be announced in Photokina 2020 somewhere around May. Other details about these cameras are sparse, but all you Canon folks out there should be excited for what 2020 will bring. I mean, can you imagine what the EOS RS will do with these RF lenses that Canon has developed? Yeah, alright. Next we have a woman who gets way too close to photographic terrain. We talk far too often about people getting themselves into very dangerous situations for a photo. And guys, it happened again, when a woman got so close to a passing train that it actually ripped the coat she was wearing. The woman was photographing a vintage steam engine called the North Pole Express in Carlin, Michigan earlier this month. In a video released by the local sheriff's office, you can see the woman walk up to the tracks to get in position for the photograph. Fortunately, all she lost was part of her coat. She could have obviously been hit by this thing, killed by this massive train as well. If you want to see the video, check the description down below. Then of course we have Instagram is hiding likes, but it might not be for the reason that you think. Now, recently, Instagram started hiding the number of likes in photos. The company said this was being done to avoid the pressure to get a certain number of likes and improve the mental health of its users. But former employees of the Facebook-owned company said that this isn't the only reason why Instagram decided to hide the likes. According to 3 former employees, hiding the likes is predicted to encourage people to post more content more often. The idea is that without the like count staring people in the face, users feel less self-conscious if a post bombs. This turns out might encourage them to post more often, and the more people post, the more that they spend time on Instagram, and that could translate into more ad revenue for the platform. So while Instagram should be applauded for trying to take pressure off getting users to get likes, just keep in mind that their decision to hide the likes isn't about our mental health. It's about making money, of course. Well, there you go, guys, your photography talk for the week. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button down below. If you're currently not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the bell to be notified when we come out with new content. With that said, my friend, you get out there and take your best shot.